Do you ever have a thought that comes to you at the strangest time?
Not when you are sitting down to plan your future. Not when you are journaling or meditating or doing something productive.
It comes when you are washing a dish, or waiting for the bus, or lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, and your mind just wanders.
And you think, what if I had started earlier? What if I had believed in myself back then? What if I hadn't been so afraid? That thought sits there for a moment. Then it leaves, and you go back to washing the dish, waiting for the bus, staring at the ceiling. But something changed. You touched the edge of a possibility, and now you know it exists. You just don't know how to reach it. I have had that thought many times, and for years I thought the problem was me, that I was missing some kind of switch that other people had, some natural confidence that made them move forward while I stayed still. But I learned something. That thought is not a reminder of what you lack. It is a quiet invitation. And the only thing standing between you and accepting it is this idea that you have to be ready before you begin. I started learning English seriously when I was already an adult. Not a teenager with a flexible brain, not a college student with hours of free time, just a person with a full day and a tired mind. I remember my first conversation with a native speaker. It was over text, which should have been easier. No pronunciation, no fast speech, just words on a screen. I typed a sentence. Then I deleted it. I typed another. Deleted that too. I sat there for maybe 10 minutes, my fingers hovering over the keyboard, my heart beating like I was about to do something dangerous. Finally, I sent a message. It was short. It had a mistake. The person replied kindly, and I could barely understand their simple response because my brain was too busy replaying my own error. That night, I told myself, maybe you are just not good at this. Maybe some people are wired for language, and you are not one of them. I didn't stop, but I carried that thought for a long time. Even now, after years of practice, I still hesitate before speaking. I still feel my stomach tighten when someone asks me a question in English, and I know they are waiting for my answer. I used to think this feeling would disappear, that one day I would wake up and speak perfectly, and all the doubt would be gone. It hasn't happened, and I don't think it will. But something else happened. I started to see the doubt not as proof that I didn't belong, but as proof that I cared, that I was reaching for something outside my comfort zone. And that reaching, even when it hurts, is the whole point. There is a kind of transaction that happens every time you try to grow. It is not a transaction of money. It is not even a transaction of time exactly. It is a transaction of comfort. You give away the comfort of staying the same, and in return, you get the discomfort of becoming something new. This is the trade nobody talks about. We see successful people and we think, they traded hard work for success. But that is not the full story. They traded the comfort of quitting for the discomfort of continuing. They traded the comfort of silence for the discomfort of sounding foolish. They traded the comfort of certainty for the discomfort of not knowing if any of this will work. I imagine it like moving to a new house. When you first arrive, nothing is where it should be. The kitchen feels wrong, the bedroom is too cold. You have to sleep on the floor for a week. You wonder why you ever left your old home, where everything made sense. But slowly, you arrange things. You learn where the light switch is in the dark. You find the good coffee cup. You stop reaching for things that are no longer there. And one day, you realize, this is home now. Not because it was comfortable immediately, but because you stayed long enough to make it yours. The same is true for any skill, any language, any version of yourself you are trying to become. You have to live in the discomfort long enough for it to stop feeling like a stranger. There is a musician I read about once, not famous in a loud way, just a person who spent decades playing an instrument and never became a star. Someone asked him why he kept playing, after all those years with no recognition, no money, no audience. He said, "I don't play to be heard. I play to hear myself think. I think about this often. So much of what we do is shaped by the hope that someone else will notice. We want validation. We want proof that our effort means something. And when that proof doesn't come, we question whether the effort was wasted. But what if the effort itself is the point? What if every time you practice, every time you try again after failing, you are not moving toward a finish line? You are simply becoming more yourself. The musician was not waiting for applause. He was using his instrument to understand his own mind. Maybe learning a language is the same. Maybe every sentence you struggle to form is not just a step toward fluency. It is a small act of self-discovery. You are learning not only words, but what it feels like to persist. Last winter, I was at a train station. Not a busy one, just a small platform outside the city, with a bench and a vending machine that hummed quietly. I had arrived 40 minutes early because I am always afraid of being late. My train was delayed another 20, so I sat on that cold bench, my backpack on my lap, and I took out a book I had been reading. It was a novel in English. Not a difficult one, a simple story, but I was struggling. I had read the same page 3 times. I knew what each word meant individually, but together they refused to make sense. My eyes moved across the sentences, and my brain did not follow. This happens to me sometimes, not because I don't understand the language, but because I am tired or distracted, or maybe just not ready for that particular combination of words. I closed the book. I looked at the empty tracks. I watched a bird land on the bench next to me, look around, and fly away. And I thought, what if I never get better than this? What if I stay here forever, on this cold bench, reading the same page over and over? It was a quiet moment. No one was watching. No one would know if I gave up right there. But then the bird came back. It landed on the same spot, looked at me, hopped twice, and flew away again. I don't know why that made me open the book, but I did. I started the page again. This time I read it slowly. I whispered the sentences under my breath. I stopped after each one and waited for the meaning to arrive, and it did. Not all at once, but piece by piece, like a lock turning slowly. The train came. I put the book away, and I thought, this is what it looks like. Not a dramatic breakthrough, just a page finally understood on a cold bench with a bird as the only witness. Let me share 5 words from that story that can help you sound more natural and expressive in English. First, hum. Not the verb for singing. A hum is a low, continuous sound. Machines hum. People hum when they are thinking. It is a soft, steady noise. Example, the refrigerator hummed all night. Second, tracks. Not just for trains. We also say someone is on the right track, meaning they are making good progress. Or, I lost track of time, meaning I forgot to check the clock. Very common in conversation. Third, hesitate. To pause before doing something because you are unsure. I hesitated before answering. She hesitated at the door. It is a small, quiet moment of doubt. Fourth, witness. Not only a person who sees a crime. A witness is anyone who sees something happen. You can say, I was a witness to his kindness, or the trees were the only witnesses to our conversation. It makes language more poetic. Fifth, stubborn. I mentioned this before, but let's go deeper. Stubborn is often negative, but in English we use it affectionately. He has a stubborn optimism. She stubbornly kept practicing. It means refusing to give up, even when it is difficult. Now, a useful phrase, it didn't happen all at once. This is how real people describe slow progress. Not gradually, not over a period of time. We say, it didn't happen all at once. It sounds humble and honest. Grammar note. In my story, I said, I had read the same page 3 times. This is past perfect.
We use it when one action happened before another past action. First, I read the page. Then, I had read the page before I closed it. Not, I read the page before I closed it. Both are correct, but past perfect makes the sequence clearer. You don't need to use it all the time, but it is useful when you tell stories about the past. Here is something I want you to try today. Not tomorrow, but today. Open a notebook, a document, or even the Notes app on your phone. Write the date at the top. Then write this sentence. Today, I tried to... and finish it, honestly. Today, I tried to understand this video without subtitles. Today, I tried to speak, even though I was nervous. Today, I tried to read one page of a book. It does not have to be perfect. It does not have to be impressive. It just has to be true. Then, tomorrow, do the same thing. Write the date. Write, today I tried to. Do this for 1 week. 7 sentences. 7 small records of effort. Here is the habit challenge. After you write your sentence, say it out loud. Not to anyone, just to yourself. Hear your own voice claiming your effort. You will not feel different after day 1. But after day 7, look back at what you wrote. You will see something that cannot fake, proof that you showed up. I want to tell you something I wish someone had told me. It will take longer than you want. You will have days when you forget words you knew yesterday. You will meet people who learn faster and speak clearer and make it look effortless. You will wonder why it is so hard for you and so easy for them. And here is the truth. It is hard for them too. You just don't see the hard parts. You don't see the pages they repeated. You don't see the hesitation before they pressed send. You don't see the nights they lay awake wondering if they would ever be good enough. Everyone pays the same price. The currency is different. Some pay with time. Some pay with pride. Some pay with the willingness to sound foolish over and over again. But everyone pays. The people who succeed are not the ones who paid less. They are the ones who kept paying after the price felt too high. There is no shortcut, no secret method, no teacher, no app, no trick that will make the discomfort disappear. But there is this. The discomfort does not stay the same. It changes. It becomes familiar. It becomes a sign that you are still moving, still trying, still refusing to stay where you were. And one day, you will be doing something that used to be impossible. You will not remember when it became possible. You will just realize that the lock opened while you were busy turning the key. Thank you for being here with me today. I know there are many videos you could watch, many voices you could listen to. The fact that you chose to spend this time with me means more than I can say. I want to make something clear. I am not ahead of you on this path. I am walking beside you. Some days I fall behind. Some days I take the wrong turn. Some days I just sit on a bench and stare at the tracks. But I keep walking, and I believe you do too. Next week, I want to talk about something I struggle with constantly. The feeling of being stuck. Not stuck because you don't know what to do, but stuck because you know what to do and you still cannot make yourself do it. It happens to me more often than I like to admit. I will share what helps me on those days. Before you go, I have one question for you. You don't have to answer publicly if you don't want to, but if you feel comfortable, I would love to read your answer in the comments. What is one thing you tried today? Not achieved, not mastered, just tried. Write it there. I will read every single one. Take care of yourself this week. Be kind to your own progress. And remember, the lock does not care how many times you fail. It only cares that you keep showing up with the key.